Hey, shalom, shalom, mishpocha. Welcome to another edition of the Brit Chadasha Connections. This is Rabbi Yehudah coming at you with Torah portion, or Parashah number 50, which is Ki Tavo, which means when you come. We're going to be reading today from Matthew chapter 13, and I'm going to start off with verses 1 through 3. And it says, "The same day went Yeshua out of the house and sat by the seaside, and a great multitude were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow." And of course we know what comes after that. It's the parable of the sower and the seeds, and describing the different kinds of ground that the sower encounters when he's scattering these seeds. And the majority of Christendom liken these seeds unto the good news, the gospel. But to be more precise, to be more exact, to be more truthful to the context of this parable and the interpretation of this text, we see that actually the seed is the Torah itself. Because what does the gospel spring forth from? It springs forth from Torah, because the Torah is the beginning. It's the foundation of everything. According to John chapter 1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Same was in the beginning with God. So we're talking about the Torah, the written Torah, and the living Torah. Who is the living Torah? The living Torah is none other than Yeshua, the Messiah himself. He is the physical manifestation and embodiment of everything that is in the written Torah. So when he's talking about these seeds, don't think of it in an evangelistic kind of sense. Think of it more and apply it personally to your life. I'm not asking you if you're saved. I'm not asking you to receive Yeshua into your heart. I'm asking, is your heart been prepared? Is your heart the right kind of ground, the right kind of conditions to allow the seeds of Torah to sink into your heart and to germinate and to spring forth into everlasting life, and to spring forth into the fruit of the Spirit? Before anyone can be saved, for anyone to be able to receive Yeshua as Messiah, first of all, he has to receive the Torah as the Word of God, as the instruction and handbook for his or her life, before they can even declare that Yeshua is their Messiah and is their Lord. So, are you willing to hear, receive, and allow to grow proudly, allow to be brought to maturity the fruit that comes from the seeds of Torah? Ephesians 5:9, it says, "For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth." And Galatians 5:22 through 23 says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law." So are you willing to allow the Torah to come into your heart? Are you allowed to have your heart be weeded out, to have all the rocky, hard stones taken out so that it's just pure, fallow, loamy soil, to allow the Torah to spring forth into this fruit of the Spirit? Because you know what? If you do so, I'm going to give you a heads up. You're going to be persecuted. Guaranteed, you're going to be persecuted. So Matthew chapter 13, verses 20 through 21 says, "But he that received the seed into stony places," or a stony heart, "the same is he that hears the word, and with joy receives it, yet has no root in himself, but endureth for a little while. And when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended." So a lot of people jump on the bandwagon of this, of the Messianic and Nazari movement, because of it's getting back to the Hebraic roots. It's so novel, it's so fresh and everything. But once they start receiving persecution, they just fizzle out and go back to the way they were. So let me ask you this. For how can one sow seed of the gospel if they themselves haven't cultivated and produced what it is that contain the seeds themselves, which is Torah? And in the end, to tie all of this Torah portion together, if you don't have and obey the Torah, which reveals the Messiah, which has blessings and everlasting life, how do you expect to receive blessings? By default, you will receive curses. Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 2 says, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command you this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee, if thou wilt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Deuteronomy, here's the flip side of the coin. Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Finally, Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 9 or verse 8, depending if you're reading the Christian or the Jewish numeration of the scriptures. Keep therefore the words of this covenant, and do them, that ye may prosper in all you do. So even though that there's going to be persecution coming with receiving the Torah, receiving the written Torah, and therefore receiving the living Torah, Yeshua, it says that if you receive these things and you do them, that you're going to prosper in all you do. So the prospering and the blessings far outweigh the persecution that comes. The persecution only makes you stronger. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. No pain, no gain, as the weightlifters say, right? So thank you for watching. Shabbat Shalom and Shavuot Tov. Bye-bye.